In the name of Allah, good evening and welcome to this hour's news. Today is 15th of September 2024. I'm Suleiman Talash. Nuruddin Azizi, the Minister of Industry and Commerce, said in a meeting about the implementation of the law on industrial parks that more than 800 applications for receiving land in industrial parks have been sent to the ministry. The law industrial parks is the first law in the field of economy which was approved by Amir al-Mu'minin Hafazahullah. Afghan citizens have been released from prisons in Pakistan's Sindh state and returned to the country. Abdul Jabbar Takhari, Afghanistan's Consul General in Karachi, Pakistan, said that the citizens were imprisoned for not having of legal documents. Mullah Muhammad Yunus Akhundzada, Minister of Rural Rehabilitation and Development, met with scholars, influential ethnic mujahideen, and residents of Sabri district of Khost province during his working visit. The Minister of Rural Development visited different areas and listened to the problems and suggestions of the people and assured them of the start of development projects in this district. Mr. Akhundzada also visited the Khost Rural Rehabilitation and Development Department and asked the employees of that department to be committed to their duties and responsibilities. The World Health Organization said in a published news release, 1/3 of Afghanistan's population lives in areas that have little access to food, and droughts and floods have worsened their situation. On the other hand, the Ministry of Public Health calls the latest published report of the World Health Organization untrue and adds that the number of malnourished children in the country has decreased compared to the past. Let's see more in this report.
The World Health Organization publishes numerous reports of Afghanistan's health issues from time to time. This time, the head of this organization, Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, said in a statement published on his X page in connection with Afghanistan's food insecurity.
1/3 of Afghanistan's residents live in areas that have little access to food. 850,000 children are severely malnourished. The health workers of this organization have treated 21,000 severely malnourished children in 140 health centers across Afghanistan. These health services are not enough and they need more help.
At the same time, the Ministry of Public Health again calls such reports of international institutions baseless and adds that the number of malnourished children has decreased compared to the past, and since the Islamic Emirate took power for the second time, the number of the treatment centers of this disease has increased from 800 to more than 3,000.
Recently, some reports have been published by some offices about the number and figures of child malnutrition in Afghanistan. We reject these reports. They are not true. The Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan has been sufficiently worked for the benefit of children compared to the previous time. The sites have been expanded in these areas where no services were provided before. Now services are provided.
On the other hand, some citizens are happy with the health services provided by the Ministry of Public Health, but they insist on equality of health services.
In the center of Kunduz province, health services are provided very well. The 400-bed local hospital is located in Kunduz and also the Antony Hospital. There are well-equipped clinics that provide services to the people. We ask the Ministry of Public Health to pay attention in this area so that people's problems are solved. We will be happy.
According to the information of Ministry of Public Health, in the last 9 months of this current year, 2024, 1.5 million mothers and children suffering from malnutrition have been treated.
Mullah Abdul Wasi Khadim, Director General of the Prime Minister Office, met with the Director of Information and Culture of Herat Province during his visit. The head of the Prime Minister's office, while visiting the historical Ikhtiyar-ud-Din Castle, the reconstruction project of the 5th minaret of Herat and the handicrafts of the province, stressed the prevention of the country's historical monuments, adding that the Islamic Emirate is committed to protecting these valuable monuments for future generations. The Technical and Vocational Education Department says that it has signed cooperation agreements with 16 domestic and foreign institutions in the past year. It has also coordinated with 25 domestic and foreign institutions on the development and improvement of technical and vocational education. Officials of the department add that there are more than 350 technical and vocational education centers in all provinces of the country, where 110 disciplines are taught. More details in report.
The Technical and Vocational Education Department, in its program to describe the achievements of the Emirates departments, says that in the past year, it has fulfilled its responsibility in training and developing the professional workforce, technical development of human capital, employment generation, poverty reduction, and economic growth. Officials of the department add that during the past year, cooperation agreements have been signed with a number of domestic and foreign institutions.
In total, 16 memorandums of cooperation have been signed between the Department of Technical and Vocational Education with domestic and international institutions and authorities, which has taken on an executive aspect and has benefited the Department of Technical and Administrative Education to the value of $32 million.
Mr. Shahamad also says that, along with the revision of the curriculum, the technical and vocational education of 9 countries have been modeled and guidelines for writing textbooks and scientific and research papers have been prepared.
In the department, creating short-term vocational courses and developing its curriculum. The Department of Technical and Vocational Education, in cooperation with domestic and foreign institutions, has launched dozens of short-term professional courses in technical and vocational education centers in the center and provinces. And the curriculum of the courses is in accordance with the needs of the labor market have developed.
The professional deputy of the department says that last year, more than 8,000 people were given short-term vocational programs and 100 graduates were given entrepreneurship workshops.
Regarding the profession, we want to add this one thing, that we are trying to work on the short-term profession that we need now in this sector. For this reason, we have started arranging the curriculum to create that accordingly. There has been a twofold increase in the income of this institution, which reached 4 million Afghans last year. It should be clear that this agency is not a revenue agency, but an expenditure agency.
It's worth mentioning that the Technical and Vocational Education Department has prepared and implemented plans, policies, legislative documents, and development projects this year.
The Ministry of Refugees and Repatriation announced the construction of 114 shelters for refugees in Saripal province. The ministry said in a statement that the foundation stone of the shelters worth 40 million Afghans was laid by the ministry's professional deputy in Saripal province. The shelters will be built within the next year with the financial support of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR, the ministry said. And finally, we are entering to the weather. The Meteorological Department of the Ministry of Transport and Aviation has warned of heavy rain, lightning, and floods in 12 provinces of the country. The department said that the rain is expected in Badakhshan, Takhar, Nuristan, Kunar, Laghman, Kapisa, Panjshir, Baghlan, Parwan, Nangarhar, Paktia, and Coast provinces, including Salangs, on Sunday. Our this time news is ending in here. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.
ساتوی پسروینو داد شهیدانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور ساتوی پسروینو داد شهیدانو کور داد